Yo, what is going on? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. My name is Ryan, aka Arpit, and today we are going to be diving into Bowser's Fury for the Nintendo Switch and why I personally believe it is a ferociously good time. But all jokes aside, I really do think this is a game that probably needs to be purchased by almost everybody that has a Nintendo Switch because it takes all the elements of a Super Mario game that you love and adds on the things that just make it that much better. Now, the first reason that I really love this game is that they give you the option right away to jump into Bowser's Fury or Super Mario 3D World. So you don't have to do anything in Super Mario 3D World to be able to actually access Bowser's Fury. Now, Bowser's Fury has you teaming up with Bowser Jr. basically in an effort to save his dad from being a big, giant, ferocious monster. And in doing so, you also have to become a big, giant, ferocious monster by collecting these cat shines that are scattered throughout the island. Now, I know one of the complaints about this game, as people were coming out with different reviews and their first thoughts with people that had access to codes and things like that, is that the island was too small and that the game was too short. Now, I'm going to give some reasons why I think, while those arguments may be somewhat valid, I can look past those because there's other elements that sort of make up for it. Now, as far as the island itself, yes, it is somewhat small. Like, it's definitely not going to be a Super Mario Odyssey type world where you're traveling through these different planets, but it's basically a miniature version of that. The reason I say that is because each area of the island feels very unique and different in its environments. So just like in Super Mario 3D World, or if you've played any like Mario Bros game, you have these different areas. Like one is going to be just kind of like your beginner grass, and then it usually jumps into like desert. You have an ice. Sometimes you have the boo levels or like the ghost worlds or whatever. So you have these different types of worlds that you can freely travel between. And one thing I just love about it is that it's so seamless transitioning into each of these different areas. Now, as far as the main story itself, the main story is going to end after you collect 50 of these cat shines that are scattered throughout the island, and you defeat Bowser in sort of a final boss battle. Now, in total, there are 100 cat shines that are scattered throughout the entire island, but after you complete the main story, Bowser Jr. will mark all of the rest of the cat shines that you haven't collected up to that point on the map so that you know where you need to go. I personally like that because it gave me more time to actually do what I needed to get the shine itself rather than just trying to find the actual location of where I need it to be. Now, I'd be remiss if we did not talk about the basically Godzilla versus King Kong type battles that you have with Bowser. So like, for example, in order to access the first Giga Bell, where you can also get up to Bowser's size, you have to collect 5 cat shines to actually get to that point. But once you've collected 5 cat shines and Bowser goes into his crazy, enraged mode, whatever you want to call it, you have the ability to get that Giga Bell and be up to Bowser's size so that you can take him on in a battle. Now, as you defeat Bowser in these battles, it'll unlock different areas of the map. So these giant boss battles are obviously a huge plus, and I think a really cool change that they've done for this game. I say change, but it's really just an addition to what a normal Mario Bros. Game looks like. But that's obviously something that's really cool. And then the other thing that I really want to highlight is the areas sort of bring me back to like a Mario 64 type mindset, just in that there will be different cat shines available on those sections of the island as you leave and come back. So like as you go through an island the first time, normally it's just having you make it to the end of the little section to light the lighthouse, and then you're good from there. But as you return, there will be a new objective, and that part of the world has changed with new enemies and a new objective that'll have you collecting a new shine for that area. It's like in Mario 64, you'd enter the painting, you'd have the objective, and it's basically having you go to the end of the level. And then as you leave and come back into the painting, into that world, you know, there's a new character there that will give you another opportunity to collect a star. So in that way, it's similar to that. It's obviously on a smaller scale, with the island being the size that it is, but it's something that I think is really cool because you don't even have to, it goes back to the seamless transitions, right? Of just being able to literally just walk away. You can go to just a new section, and then once you come back, you know, you haven't encountered any loading or anything. It's changed the entire world that you just were traversing beforehand. So I really think that's something that is probably, I just really enjoyed that part of the game because it, you know, it was always exciting to go. Once I had that happen the first time, I was like, oh, well, you know, every area felt new and different, even though I had already, you know, explored that entire part of the island. So while Bowser's Fury definitely is, you know, on the shorter side and the world itself is not entirely huge, these different additions that they've done, I honestly think just pave a way for one really, like, you can make one really awesome, huge game off this same concept. You know, obviously with some tweaks, you wouldn't just want to carbon copy the game. But I really think this is going to be, they've made some really awesome changes in this game and additions that make this feel like a brand new experience that I am really excited to see what they do in the future with these types of games. That's going to do it, you guys. Please like this video if you guys enjoyed this video, and comment down below whether you've played this game or not, what your thoughts are on it. You know, whether you've played it or you've watched other people play it or talk about it. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. But also subscribe if you guys are new here to the channel as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.